Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. Good day for me. I was at the store yesterday. Uh, Last night actually I had to get some milk. So I went down to Shoppers because I had to get milk and coffee and whatnot. So I just went down to Shoppers because it's just as close as the corner store for me. And walked around looking and they actually had this there. And I've heard very little about it. It's Davidoff Cool Elixir. Uh, I don't watch a lot of YouTube or go on for granted a whole lot anymore and stuff like that. So a bit out of the loop when it comes to this one. Uh, I knew it was available. I just didn't think to ever really look for it because around here, for some reason, uh, we don't get all the Davidoff flankers, and when we do, it's usually months, if not years later. So I wasn't expecting to see this floating around. I thought this was going to be one at some point in time I'd have to buy off of online, but no, it was sitting right there. New release or a couple months. We just get it, and that's Davidoff. Like I said, Cool Elixir. I've heard nothing about this. I haven't even gone online to check the notes. They got the notes listed back here. Top note, rose oxide. Heart note, lavender and absolute. Base note, oud accord. So basically, rose, lavender, and oud. For those who know me, know I'm not a big fan of rose and oud fragrances. But I'm not a big fan of rose and oud fragrances when they're done in that niche style or Middle Eastern style. So I don't, being a Western designer and a designer scent, I don't expect it to be all rosy and oudy. Could be 100% wrong. I don't like that combo. We'll see. Um, how much I paid for it? It was under $100 retail. It's like 97 something, I believe. And so I used $60 in points, and I got it for like $53, I think. So not a bad deal. But even full retail, under $100. It's not bad, right? I mean, if the fragrance is good. If it's not, then it is what it is. It sucks. But yeah, so even retail is not bad, and that's Canadian. So I imagine American, it's like 70, $75. So British pounds, what would that be, like $55, $60? I don't know, somewhere around there, right? So not a bad price. Oud aromatic parfum intense. Now I have heard or seen a couple adverts from this just from watching YouTube and stuff. And my guess, my takeaway from that is this is going to be a very strong fragrance. They're leaning in on that. Davidoff is leaning in on that. It's intense. It's going to be strong. Just because the company says it is doesn't mean it will be. So we'll find out together. Never smelled it. It was on the shelf. She had the tester there. She's like, "Hey, do you want to?" I said, "Nope. I'm just going to do a full, legit unboxing and first impressions of Davidoff Cool Elixir." Got the knife, cellophane junkies. So there's the box. Nice looking box, classy looking little box, but at the end of the day, it's just a box. And this is 100 mils, by the way. And there's the notes listed if you want to read them yourself, if you can see them. Now, I do know what the bottle looks like. I've seen it in the store. So, and it kind of reminds me of, you see what I mean? A cross between like Cool Water and Davidoff Zeno bottle. Kind of it. It's dark blue, almost a black. You can see through it, obviously, though, with gold embossing and a gold cap. Jeez. Well, the cap's not all that bad either. It's not super. It's plastic with a metal veneer. Davidoff signal on or insignia on it. Davidoff written on the bottom. Don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but right here. Davidoff. Let's give it a spray and find out, shall we? See what we're in for. We'll smell that in the air right now. Okay. Oh, yes. My cup of tea. my cup. Well, just from the yeah. Oh yeah, it's nice actually. Holy crap! Is it Davidoff? They're only giving you 3 notes. I mean, this is just off the top, right? So I can't tell you for sure, but I'm already picking up a lot more than. Well, I'm not picking up any oud. There is a woodiness there. Slight smokiness, woodiness. That could be the oud accord. There's a bit of, I don't want to say funk like oud, but there's definitely almost a. There's a licorice in this. Anise spice, because I'm picking up spice too. Like I'm picking up anise. Maybe a little nutmeg, a little cardamom. Definitely anise. Definitely a licorice kind of vibe. It's kind of a smoky, almost a burnt kind of licorice vibe. I mean, I know that sounds funny to say, but it's working really well with. There's definitely tonka in this, tonka and vanilla. You can already smell that powdery, dusty, powdery kind of sweetness that tonka and or vanilla can give. It's already coming out. I have heard people compare this to Sauvage Elixir, and right off the top, I can see the comparison, but they're completely different also at the same time. There's a patchouli coming out to us. Oh my, this is actually really nice, guys. I'm going to give it a few minutes and we'll come back. Okay, it's been about 25 minutes or so, maybe even a half hour. It's starting to really develop. This is really nice for a Davidoff. Oh, I should say for a Davidoff. Davidoff makes nice fragrances, but they also make some bad ones. Let's be real. Especially Cool Water. Cool Water, like 90% of his flankers are just, sorry, garbage. There's a few nice ones, but they're just garbage. Although this technically isn't a Cool Water. I don't know. Is it a Cool Water flanker? Or is it his whole thing? Cool Elixir? I don't know. Anyway, it's definitely not Cool Water. It's not a stronger version or elixir version of Cool Water, I'll tell you that. Although there is a freshness there. Coming, I think, probably from the lavender, a couple other things. Mostly that lavender is giving it a bit of that clean, fresh vibe. But there's not really any aquaticness to this fragrance or anything like that. It's just a fresh, clean kind of vibe. But that mixes with, again, this dirty, spicy licorice and smoke and woods and patchouli. And they kind of offset each other. Like I think one would be too much without the other. Do you know what I mean? It'd be too smoky, dirty, or too fresh if they didn't have each other to play off of. You're definitely picking up patchouli now. A lot more. And again, it's that a little bit of that earth. That's the word. I'm not looking for a dirty, earthy kind of patchouli. It's an earthy kind of smell. There's some woods in there. Still not picking up any oud. Like maybe the faintest hint of the oud accord, but to me right now it just smells like, powdery, fresh, clean lavender tonka with a bit of a earthy patchouli and spices. Still a big hit, like anise spice. Might have been a little ginger in there because it popped off the top, but I gotta say, I'm gonna wear this today and come back later. I'll probably just combine these two videos and come back later today after work and tell you how it performed, because I don't know what the performance. Those 2 sprays I put on are wafting though. I gotta say that. It's been a half hour and you're still, I'll do like something like that and just get hit with it. So I'm assuming it's going to be strong and a performer and a laster, but until I wear it, I won't know. But off the first impression, guys, if you like Sauvage Elixir, a little bit of maybe even Lamal Elixir, a bit of Boss Bottle Elixir, Boss Bottle Absolute, those types of fragrances, the spicy, kind of earthy, woody, vanilla, powdery vanilla sweet kind of fragrances, I think this is going to be one you're going to like. this is not what I expected from Davidoff, you know what I mean? I'm surprised. Maybe even a bit of Davidoff Zeno in there too, like with that patchouli. Anyway, I like it. I like it a lot, actually, just from the first impression. I'll wear it today and I'll come back with my first day review of it, I guess. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, be good to yourselves. I will be back. So we're back. I figured I might as well show you me applying it, right? So I got a couple of squirts of moisturizer in here. Take the fragrance, take the top off. Geez, that top's on there. Good. There we go. One spray, because I think it's going to be strong. Right in the moisturizer. Then I just... strong stuff. Just do this and... with my hands. I'm going to put one on the back of my neck. And that's going to be it. I am going to put one on my shirt. You don't need to see that. But anyway, this is just a quick... and it's now... I work late today. So it's now about 9 o'clock. I'll come back after work and tell you how it performed and how it smelled. All right, guys. See, for you, it's going to be a few minutes. For me, it's going to be like 10 hours. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves. Hey, guys. Welcome back. Time to, review it, I guess. Davidoff Cool Elixir. Quick recap, $50, you $60 a points, blah, blah, blah. Is what it is. That's the bottle. I like the look of the bottle. Like I said before, it kind of reminds me of a cross between the original Cool Water bottle and the Davidoff Zeno bottle. I don't have my original Cool Water out. It's packed away, but you all know what Cool Water looks like. It's like a combination of the two. So, keeping that consistent, which is nice. The box, it's a box. It is what it is. It's nice. It's a box. Who cares? So y'all seen how I applied it. I put one in my moisturizer, one in the back of my neck. You didn't see when I put my shirt on, go to work and put a spray on my shirt. So 3 sprays. It was an okay amount. It did what it did. It worked. We'll say that. Now, all I could find for official notes were the 3 listed. Lavender, rose, and oud. I pick up more than that, quite a bit more than that. I pick up that licorice spice, anise, nutmeg, cardamom. Pick up patchouli, amber, tonka, and vanilla. Quite prominent in this, all of those notes. As soon as you put it on, I'm hit with that licorice spice, a slightly smoky, woody aspect. I'm guessing that's the oud accord, because this doesn't have any... You're not going to put this on. Like, I was worried it was going to be a rose oud fragrance. Not at all. You don't pick up any real oud smell. It's just kind of it's a slightly smoky, maybe a little tiny bit funky, woody kind of vibe. No oud to speak of. The rose doesn't even smell like rose. I think all it's doing is adding to the powderiness of the fragrance. Maybe a hint, I shouldn't say no rose, maybe a hint of rose, but it's mostly just adding to the powderiness. So yeah, I'm hit with that licorice spice, slightly smoky kind of woody vibe, followed with a fresh, clean lavender, like I said, powdery from the rose, into a base of kind of basically a powdery, semi-sweet cocoa, vanilla, tonka, and a green, earthy patchouli musk combo. The thing is this fragrance kind of... I can see this one being pretty divisive, especially amongst frag heads and perfumers in general, because this doesn't follow the basic, almost, rule of thumb that you got to have the top, the base, the top, the mid, the base all work separately. This pretty much gives you everything all at once. Especially to me, what I get the most is that licorice spice, that earthy kind of green patchouli, and the woody aspect to this fragrance, with the underlying powdery vanilla cocoa kind of vibe. Um, and it's fresh too, but it's not like cool water fresh. This isn't just cool water by any stretch. There's a freshness there. The similarity to cool water would be the lavender, but the freshness does not take away from the depth of this fragrance, the girth. It's just a fresh type, a freshness adding to the type of, you know, spicy, woody kind of fragrance. It's very nice, very nice. Um, the performance about where I expected. I know the marketing. This is super intense, in your face, going to last for days, and you walk into a room and not even a room, an auditorium, and people are going to immediately be like, "Who smells so good?" No, no, it's what I expected. You get, you know, average, maybe slightly above average projection for about an hour. Then it comes in, gives you about 3.5, 4 hours of a really good bubble. You're gonna leave, your sillage is great. You're leaving a trail. You're picking up with some wafts. People are gonna smell you in a room if you're a few feet away from you. Um, then a couple hours to skin scent. Time to reapply. I figured it would last anywhere from 7 to 8 hours, and it seemed to last 6.5, 7 hours. So it is what it is. It's really good that way. Um, Compliment factor. I sprayed it on when you guys seen just about an hour before I went to work, or an hour before I got to the coffee shop, and I was there, and the girls give me my coffee and stuff, and from however across the counters away, after a few minutes of me standing there, and the door opening behind me, so I'm sure that didn't help. They both really liked it. Two coffee girls that were working today, they both really liked it. They really liked it, actually. Said it was really nice. So so yeah, at the end of the day, what is it? It's fresh, earthy, spicy, powdery, slightly sweet, slightly smoky kind of scent. A lot of people compare it to Dior Sauvage Elixir. I get the comparison, especially with that kind of smoky, earthy vibe and the licorice. That is similar, but this is not a fray. This is not a clone of that. Uh, it falls into that category though, like the like I always, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of Sauvage Elixir, a little bit of uh, Boss Bottle Absolute, a little bit of Boss Bottle Elixir, even the tiniest hint with that earthy kind of sweetness of like the honey in Lamal Elixir, but it is not a clone of any of them. It's its own fragrance, its own beast. Going to be divisive, like I said. People are going to love it or hate it, just like they love Sauvage Elixir or they hate Sauvage Elixir. There doesn't really seem to be an in between. This is going to be the same way. Yeah, I mean, could you use it as a substitute for Sauvage Elixir, being Sauvage Elixir being so expensive, and you just kind of want that kind of vibe? Absolutely, you could, but it's not going to smell like Sauvage Elixir. It's going to have similarities, but again, like I said, it's its own thing. But it's in that family of those types of elixir fragrances: woody, spicy, earthy, sweet. Again, not overly sweet. It's not, and it's definitely not like bubblegummy, sugary, fruity, sweet. Uh, it's not even gourmand sweet, but if you had to put a tag on it, it would be that because of the spice and vanilla. But it's not gourmandy, it's not uber sweet, it's not edible. It's just got that powdery sweetness, that cocoa vanilla like sweetness, maybe coming from the patchouli. Who knows, right? But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, it's that kind of scent. If you like those kind of scents and you want to try it, by all means, I'd wait though, unless you got points like I did and you get it for 40 or 50 bucks, because it's a Davidoff and it'll probably be down around 40 or 50 bucks in a couple months. So I would wait. No need to rush out and get it. Um, but you can get it for 40 or 50 bucks. Absolutely worth it. Uh, it did okay today, but today was it was a little too much when I was outside because it was very hot. We're in a heat wave right now, It was very hot, but inside in the climate controlled environment with the heat pumps and the air conditioning stuff, did perfectly fine. I'd probably wait until you know mid fall to winter to wear this one. If you're into the seasonality of fragrances, um, I'm not so much, but even I've got to admit this one it was a little harsh in the summer or in the dead heat. You're at like 30 degrees today, nothing but sun, so it was brutal. Um, Perfect day for citrus aromatics instead of you know dark. I mean, the only thing that saved it is there's a freshness to it. Like I said, there's a freshness to it. Not a fresh scent, but it's got a freshness to it, and that's it. I mean, if it didn't have that, it would have been way too much. So, yeah, 3 or 4 sprays, perfect amount. The way I applied it worked great. 6.5, 7 hours or so. We're supposed to say 7 hours. Projection, not as strong as I thought it would be, but it's the type of scent that I don't think, it's not Dior Sauvage Elixir. Let's be real, that stuff is beast. I mean, it may not be the strongest fragrance in the world, but it's definitely in the top 10 percentile, at least the thousands I've smelled over the years. So, yeah, it is what it is. You're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. If you like Sauvage Elixir, Hugo Boss Bottled Elixir, Boss Bottle Absolute, Le Male Elixir, those types of fragrances, you're probably going to enjoy this like I do. A little easier to wear than all of them too, believe it or not, because it's not quite as loud. Uh, the patchouli in it actually kind of reminds me of the patchouli, the initial blast of this, although these are 2 separate fragrances. Don't get confused. And anything like this. This is a beautiful old school, barber shop fougere fragrance. It's gorgeous. But that citrus is earthy and almost a burnt vibe to it. That's kind of the same you get off this. So be aware. Be aware. If you don't like that kind of patchouli either, you're not going to like this. So, anyway, guys, that's it. You're going to love it. You're going to hate it. It's up for you to decide. I love it, but I like these styles of fragrances. So you may not, and that's cool. Give it a try before you judge it, though. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.